Welcome to the Bayou City Soccer Podcast. Whether inside or outside the loop, we are talking everything soccer in Houston. Y'all ready? Let's get it.
Welcome back to a special episode of the Bayou City Soccer Podcast. We're pleased to be joined today by Houston Dynamo head coach Marcelo Santos. Marcelo, how are things going?
Things are going well. It's always good to be back here. Appreciate for the invite.
Yes, thank you. You guys have had a busy summer, so we'll catch up a little bit on that. I know going back to the North Texas game, you guys had a big win over them. What was important about that game, getting that win, and what are some things that you guys took out of that match?
Yeah, I think lately the team has done a lot of good things, and it's always important to have performance like that to show that we could be, right? We haven't got the results in other games, but the performance has been there a lot of times. So I think we are right at the moment feeling that's what we need now to continue the work, is to get some wins and make the guys benefit from those rewards.
Yeah, you mentioned last couple games, a couple losses, Vancouver and Austin, and then a tough one against Minnesota. You guys lost in a shootout. What is your message to the team, as you guys go through a little bit of a rough stretch right now?
Yeah, it's important for us to learn from those I would say mistakes, because it is in a lot of ways, if you pick the Minnesota game in particular, in a lot of ways, the way we, let it go in to tie the game in the last play of the game are some stuff that you don't forget very easily. So if we can learn from that and not accepting, but use that moment to not let it happen again, I think those are very good lessons that we feel like we get the chance to earn that.
Yeah, and I know you guys have a very young team, one of the youngest teams in MLS Next Pro. You mentioned a goal like that at the last second. Are those just learning things that these guys have to go through, kind of the ups and downs of a season like this?
Yeah, we hope that we don't have to go through those things, right? We
Yeah.
hope that a lot of the things they learn through other people's mistake, but we also know the value of that, because those things, it becomes a scar, But to be honest, some of those earning opportunities frighten people, and sometimes going through this make them feel like, I don't want to go through this, and they go in a different direction. We feel we have a very resilient group that those things make them strong. So yeah, we don't want to go through them, but I think it's important for the growth. Like you said, it's a young group, so they have to see it, they have to experience, and hopefully don't do it again.
MLS All-Stars happened in the last month, and we know you had a couple guys there. Daniel Barrett got to play in the MLS Next Pro All-Star game. We even saw him wear the armband at parts of the second half. Still a very young guy. What does it say about his leadership and just his abilities to not only be on that stage, but be a captain?
Yeah, no, we joke a little bit, right? Obviously, with our team being one of the youngster, it is something that he doesn't take on his own, but he has played most game 90 minutes for us, so I'm sure he's picking up some things. And when he plays with players at the same age, I think people look up to him. So credit to him.
And we saw Pedro win the goalie wars. Just an interesting competition, right? Not really one you see every day, but what does that say about just his presence, his mentality? You're around him every day. He's a guy that just wants to win and wants to fight for things like that.
Yeah, I think what people got a glimpse of it, we see wake in and wake out, right? He has that persona about him. He wants to get better. He's a competitor, but he also have a lot of talent. And to be able to get that spotlight to show under pressure that he can deliver, that's what we see game in and day out, right? He's not only good once in a while, he's good in the important moments. And that is something that every coach that I know value. Those are the guys that make a difference in your team. And I think Pedro is one of them.
And we saw Pedro get his debut with the senior team during Leagues Cup. A big step for him. We talked about him before and getting his chance, but he did get his chance in that game. Just what did you think about his performance and the future of him with the senior team?
Yeah, no, I think he did his part. I think he showed that he belongs there. Obviously, first time there, you have the nerves that you have to control, players that you don't train all the time together. So I think he performed the way you expect for a debut. I think the club has done a tremendous job planning for his future. That doesn't mean he's going to play in every MLS game. I think it's just give him a taste to show how much more he wants, get people more familiar with what he is and what he needs to work on. And the future, nobody knows, but I think he's in very good hands with the club here.
Yeah, we saw Blake come down and play with you guys in the recent game. We've seen a number of first team guys, come down to Dynamo 2 and get minutes. How important is that for you guys in that relationship with Ben and the first team, and also getting those guys minutes to stay sharp?
I think it's very important. I think it makes me feel that we're valuable. What we do here can help they achieve at the first team, because in the end of the day, I think that's what the second team program is about, is to enhance what we're doing at the first team level. So to have the relationship with the coaches, with Ben, certainly, it is important. The players come here and they feel that there is a purpose why they're coming down. They're not being punished. They're not pushing down. The fact that we play very similar to them allow the players to just do their job. And in the end of the day, we want to win games. We want to play in a certain way. And I think the players buy in when they come.
Saw you guys add a couple new players to the team recently. Tomas Wiesner, I know he's been injured but signed with you guys. He's rehabbing. What can you tell us just about him and his future?
Yeah, he's an interesting one. We will probably only get to see him later on. I think he's been around. He's still rehabbing. He's far away. He just had the injury. So it is someone that we will know more later on in the process.
And then Nicolás Ramos, you guys got from Uruguay, a big center back defender type guy. What does he bring to the team? Another young South American guy that you guys have seemed to kind of have a pipeline for.
Yeah, I'm really excited. He just got here this week, so we're still getting to know him. But I said this many times. I think our scouting department do a really good job of identifying those kind of talents, like the Felipes, the Juans, and the Tomas. There are guys that fit how we wanted to play, and this is just an opportunity for them to get used to a different league, different kind of football than what they used to in South America, and an opportunity for them to showcase that they wanted to make to the first team. With Nico is no difference. Is a player that has some good technical skills. He has the height and the profile that we're looking in a center back. Where he played with the U20s, the national team, and how he does at national, the way they wanted to play is very similar to how we do things here. So we think the learning curve is going to be quick, and I think he's a great addition to the team, but we don't know him that well yet. So we want him to take the time to adjust, and with time we'll be able to say how good he can be for us.
And looking ahead this weekend, Real Monarchs coming to SaberCats Stadium for you guys, a big game. I know you guys are battling right around that playoff spot. What is it about the Monarchs that stands out, just this matchup for you guys, that you can kind of break down?
Yeah, I think they play in a lot of ways similar to us. For us, we want our outside back to create the width high up the field. For them, is the left side, but it's a mirror system. They are very heavily possession-driven team, which is a little bit different than us. But I give a lot of credit to the coach, Mark Laurie, what he does that. I think the team is a proponent of the game. They wanted to dominate. They wanted to do the right things. And I think over there, we were able to disrupt them. And here at home, we hope to even push a little farther. They're a great team, but we believe we have what it takes to get the win.
And we talked about it a little bit, but coming down the stretch for the season, you guys fighting for the playoffs. How big is that? A lot of Dynamo 2 is developing these kids and developing these players, but also you guys are in this playoff push. So how do you kind of balance and find that right balance?
Yeah, I think development is also learning how to win games, how to have a winning mentality, how to be champions, and that means different things at different times. But result is something that we care. There's a lot of times as we teach them how to play the right way or our way. There are guys that can do in different ways, but they always get the result, and people take note of that. There is a say, are you willing to do the extra? Are you a team player? So all those things, when it come to time of playoff, you're able to see. So it is a very good opportunity for our team to be able to grind it out and hopefully make it there. But we're excited that we're in this position because everything's so close. I think 7 points from 12 to third place. So everything is in our hands and we like our chances.
Before we let you go, Coach, I know just a message to the fans out there, a lot of people following you guys, getting excited for the future of the Dynamo, just a message to the fans.
Yeah, we hear you and we appreciate the support. I think we have a lot of people from Houston, our team, and young academy players that we hope that
You're good. Sorry. My thing cut out. We'll edit it. Keep going.
okay. And we're really excited the support we have for the fans. We have a lot of people in our academy from Houston, and they are getting the chance to showcase their skill and hopefully one day get to the first team. So the fans to support those guys, I think is well appreciated, and hopefully that you give some credit to them. Thank you.
East Houston Dynamo 2 head coach Marcelo Santos. Marcelo, we always appreciate the time. Best of luck this weekend, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Thanks, Dustyn. All the best.